Hello everyone, this is Nick with the Desolate Star game from zerotechnologies.net LLC. It's going to be kind of a lackluster update on Desolate Star, but just kind of want to show you guys where I'm at. Unfortunately, the demo will not be as lengthy as I would have liked it to be, unfortunately. My vacation time just didn't get as much work done as I thought I would, but anyway. So, a bit of fun humor on the side. This is the third time that I've tried to record this video tonight. The first time, everything was going stupendously, and then Visual Studio decided that it wanted to load right next to Mono Develop, so the video recording went to crap. Thankfully, right now, we can turn Visual Studio off, because I hate it. Yes, I know, I'm about to cause a riot among the streets, and all the programmers among the Mono Develop junkies and the Visual Studio monkeys and everybody. I hate it. I'm glad that we can turn it off. Other than that, I am still kind of recovering from my Seagate hard drive that crashed. It was a Barracuda. Apparently there is now a running lawsuit with Seagate over the number of failures in their hard drives. If you currently are using a Seagate hard drive of any kind, I would highly recommend that you replace it. I would look into the Western Digital Red or Black series if you're a developer or gamer. If you just want a good stable hard drive to back things up, blue seems to be a good design. In truth, they're all the same. But just as a warning to you guys out there, other developers, Seagate, it's their Barracuda line, the 3 terabyte and higher, and the backup Seagate drives, 3 terabyte and higher. Those are failing miserably. If you're currently using them, I would highly advise backing up everything that you have and replace the hard drive immediately. That's what ultimately brought my computer down for almost a week. I am still recovering. I'm still resetting all of my game project settings, my Unity settings. I can't even Netflix and chill, let's just say that. So anyway, to the important stuff, this is where we are with Desolate Star. I haven't made a whole lot of changes to the video that you guys last saw. The ping mechanics have been altered. Now they work in a lower frame rate environment. I've added a few ping responses on some items. I will show you guys that scene a little bit later on where I'm working on the items, and I'll explain how the ping mechanic works also. So far right now it's a pickup mechanic for the items. You literally just walk over it and it picks it up. I will be adding on to that a ray cast from the player so they can look at something, because I can't walk over that. It just kind of collides and knocks me away. So I can't pick that item up if I wanted to, if it was set up to be picked up. So I have to add a raycast where the player can look at it within range, hit interact, or whatever interact key the player has set up, and then it'll pick up the item and they can use it. So I've got to make that change. The terminals, I changed the background or the material so that it looks like the monitor is turned off. I just now noticed that the WASD keys are highlighted orange. That's pretty funny. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with the terminals yet. I've been playing Fallout 4 like crazy lately, and I really enjoy the hacking game, the hacking mini game, but not everybody does. Not everybody likes that. I do also like how there's little bits of storyline information. There's also general world information. You know, like a farmer has a computer terminal for some reason, and it just has general, journal information from his life on the terminal. So I haven't really decided how I'm going to do that yet. I will probably be working on that a little bit tonight. It's something generally just kind of extra, just to kind of immerse the player in the environment a little bit. These consoles right here will not be interactable necessarily, maybe one or two here or there, but nothing really major, because most of it will be in that asteroid over there. That is the primary level. That will be what's going to be available in the demo. Unfortunately, it will only be that asteroid. You will see other things floating around the planet, like the moon, which is right over there, which you kind of can't really see. Oh, hit a trigger. There's the moon. There's another asteroid that's currently flying around the planet, but I think it's on the dark side of the planet right now. So you can't really see it, but it's been in previous videos. That level will not be accessible in the demo either, unfortunately. I really wanted to get a playable demo out before the Kickstarter campaign, so that you guys can play it and kind of get your hands on it and see what you really think and tell me how you feel about the game, how it's playing, other than just watching me make developer videos on it. This right here was originally going to be a crafting station. I'm still working on how I want to do the crafting system. Currently I have a small bug with the storage and inventory mechanics that it leaves behind this center image right here. And for some reason it never, I'm not really sure what triggers it, but this stays behind. So we'll go ahead and use it, and I'll just kind of demonstrate how it works. It looks a lot like Skyrim, right? So it's got some information on what it's going to be. This is our temporary graphics holder for the battery. Player can move it around, spin it around, look at it. Ooh, pretty, a cube. It tells you how many you have. One battery. All these things here. We use it. Now notice that our battery does not go up yet. It's because time is actually turned off during inventory and storage. The reason I did that is so that the player can siphon through their inventory if they're out in the middle of space instead of being hit by an asteroid. As soon as you turn off the inventory, see how the battery went up? Simple mechanic, right? No big deal. But anyway, I was going to use this for a crafting, kind of a crafting quantum fusion generator thingy. But I haven't really worked out how I want to do the details on the crafting yet. I personally, a crafting system, a good crafting system can make or break a video game entirely. If the crafting system is crap, I don't care how good the story is, but it just kills it. But if the crafting system is really good, sometimes the story can be a little bit lacking. Me personally, I thought that the Fallout 4 story was good but not great. However, all the fun things you can do on the side made the game AAA hands down. So I really want to do a good job with the crafting mechanics. So if you guys have any ideas or anything that you thought would be cool in a crafting system you've never seen done before, definitely hit me up and let's build it together. I think it'd be fun. Storage works, sort of. Again, like I said, I have a bug that whenever, I think what's actually happening is when you're moving an item from the dictionary that is the inventory to the storage dictionary, it's not removing the center item correctly. I'm still troubleshooting that, but unfortunately that bug may survive until the demo. And I hate that, but it is what it is. So, I haven't really changed much in this room other than maybe the lighting a little bit. The lighting may look a lot different because of the sunlight coming in from outside. Unfortunately, there's a window right there, and it's kind of twisted, so you can't really see the sun. But anyway, let me go ahead and actually move the player over to where the demo level will actually be. See, there's the moon. Actually, you know what? Let me move over to my right monitor. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's the moon. It slowly kind of rotates around the planet, orbits the planet. Excuse me, technical terms. Here's our demo asteroid over here. And I'll get a good angle on everything, then I'll switch back over to the game view, and then you guys can actually see what it looks like there. I'll go back to left monitor. Actually, where's my player? Player. Over here. Yep. Alright. Left monitor, go. Alright, so that's in-game. Super, super dark, but adds quite a bit of ambience to it. I believe that you can still see the moon on the right side there. It's pretty dark, but that's good. That's the way I want it. The camera view has got some pretty good glow effects and various other things. You can see kind of the scratches on the camera lens there. That's the player's spacesuit mask. So now we'll go to the door. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you all a couple more views in game. See, that's the dark side of the primary asteroid, the initial asteroid level. Don't mind anything flashing in the lower left-hand corner. The player currently can't die. There's no death mechanic because there is no save game mechanic yet. So that'll probably stay through the demo too, just so the player can kind of move around, do whatever they want, and kind of get an idea of what Desolate Star the game is all about, kind of get a hint on the storyline. And as we go through the first level here, you'll kind of see why I'm going to end up doing that. And move the player to the camera. Alright, we'll move in. Asteroid interact, and going into the asteroid. Currently I do not have any specific mechanics other than gravity for interior exterior. Why is it tilting all weird? Interesting. I'll have to fix that too. New bugs. Anyway, what I was saying is I don't currently have any interior mechanics other than gravity, meaning that right now if the player had oxygen, as soon as you go interior, it would stop that decline, and the camera would actually change to where you wouldn't see the scratches on the lens or on the camera because the player has removed their helmet, right? So they're inside, they don't need to use the suit's O2, the battery will stop going down, and then they can run around on their feet. There's various mechanics that I have to stop when the player goes interior that just makes sense. Now, that being said, the player does have a headlamp or some sort of flashlight. Haven't really decided yet. So this will kill battery life as the more you play it, or the more that you run the flashlight. So now we're going to kind of run through the level. I want to show you guys what I've added, which isn't a whole lot. I found a free asset that had some metal girders, steel girders in it. I'm kind of playing with it, seeing how I like it. Try to make the asteroid seem a little bit more industrial. There's a couple of pipes running around that look really, really good for free assets. Gotta love the free assets. Come over here. I think I put some of them. There's two. And they go down into those pipes. Go up into the wall. And I found a bug earlier that I figured I'd point out as kind of funny. See this giant gaping butthole of a hole right here in the platform? Apparently, it's just large enough that, you see that right there? There's a broken collider problem right in there, and you can kind of imagine what happens when the player gets into a certain point. They literally fall through the floor forever. So I gotta fix that. Let's see. In here, I added a steel girder through the middle of the room. I didn't like how this room looked like, you know, whatever team or whoever was here before came in here, mined out this whole room, and there's just crystals everywhere, and there's no lights, and there's no feeling to the room other than it's really beautiful, right? It's a beautiful room. But the steel girder, to me, just kind of adds a little bit of feeling to it. A little bit of, that again, that industrial feel that, you know, someone has come into this asteroid, mined out the asteroid's guts, you know, removed rock, blasted rock, whatever they do, and created a moon base inside of an asteroid. I really wanted that feeling to come across, so those girders came in real handy. These objects will be replaced with their interactable versions. Right now they don't ping response. The medical ones will have things like just like a basic medic pack in them. When you just walk over them, it'll just give you like +1 medic or medic bag for each one. The toolbox, I'm not really so sure I want to do anything with that yet. That would imply that the tools can either break, be dropped, or lost, and I'm not really feeling that. Reason being, it is considered a futuristic game. So far in the future that you have a quantum inventory where it shrinks everything down. You don't have a carry weight. You can carry as many things as you like. You're welcome. But that kind of removes the need for toolboxes, right? So the thought is that if I do keep those, they'll just be there for visual purposes and not for interactive purposes. So anyway, moving on. We'll come in here, and I added some steel girders in the ceiling, again, to kind of give that industrial feeling. I really liked how this looked. I will flesh that out a little bit more and kind of give some cross beams and everything to make it look a little bit more, again, industrial. The ladder is not interactable. It's there just for show for right now. I'm going to turn up the volume just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can hear the hum on the engine or not, or on the turbines. The colliders aren't quite fixed in here yet. There's still some broken colliders going on. These fans, I put them in there this morning, and I've been thinking about it all day long, and I don't like it, so I will remove those. Added some wall decorations here, and some ceiling decorations there, and something else. Oh, the lighting in the room. Previously, there was no shadows being cast in this room at all. It was very flat. I didn't like it, so I've corrected that. All the main lights up there on the ceiling are all producing shadows now, casting very hard shadows. Again, unfortunately, the wheels, which I'll explain a little bit more, those will not be interactable the way that I wanted to originally, but some of them will be interactable. The cabinets, I moved some of the doors. They should all look relatively different. I wanted the cabinets open, not necessarily animated where the player would interact with them or whatever. I wanted the feeling that, you know, something bad has happened and people scrambled to get away and get out of here. They've just left cabinet doors open and just crap laying around that the player's going to need to survive and make repairs to this asteroid so he or she can survive. So the doors are open. There's going to be things that the player can pick up on the shelves. That's pretty much all I've added in this room. I think I noted in one of the previous videos that I haven't really quite decided yet what I'm going to do with this room other than it just be like a general storage room. You know, put some crates in there and it's starting to kind of feel like that, you know, kind of a general catch-all room. That's kind of what it's feeling like. So we'll go over here. I did end up changing the lights on these stairs, but now it looks super washed out. So I'll probably remove one row and move that row to the middle. Similar to the entranceway, which is over there. They're the same setting. It's just really washed out, so I'm not really sure I like that or not. Here's the pipe wheels that I was talking about. Now, in previous videos, I made mention that I really wanted the player to be able to interact with all of these, all 4 of them, 5 of them that are here, and they all mean something in this level. The problem is that the wheel on the pipe and that T-joint right there, they're all one object, which is super annoying. So I can't make the wheel rotate yet until I make my own asset and replace it. It'll be in the future. Unfortunately, the player will be able to interact with it. The wheel won't animate. No big deal, really, but it will be replaced later. I altered the lights in here very slightly. Most people won't even notice, but I did. I removed the broken laptop that was over here that had the material that didn't really want to work. I deleted that, added a chair so you could sit down and use the computer. These consoles currently don't have any interaction yet. Not yet. They will later on. All of this, most of this rather, will be interactable. There's some more shelves there. Turn on my light so you can all see it. There's going to be just general junk laying in the shelves that the player can pick up and do whatever they want to with it. Another pipe wheel there. Some more crates. Again, the crates aren't yet interactive other than the one for storage unit. More stuff to be done. This room hasn't really changed. Except you got the beautiful fan up there. It's got a nice hum sound effect. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but tons of storage crates. None of those will be interactable. I'll probably add a computer console in this room that the player can interact with and do stuff with. Door animations are now still working. Oh, got to turn that off. So I added a I added a rock wall here and on the other side in the other room across the hall, so you can't see through the back of the level anymore. There is some light there, so you can still see the rock. I haven't really decided if I'm going to do anything else other than that. It's kind of Raccoon City-ish, where you have a window, you're in an asteroid, you're kind of essentially underground, and you're staring at ground. Welcome to living on an asteroid. I haven't really changed anything in here except for open up the cabinet doors a little bit. That console's not going to really be useful. Added some vents on the walls to kind of take up space. And we'll go over here. And added a few things up on the walls here. Added a rock wall outside the window. I got to correct that, straighten it out a little bit. It's just wall decoration. Open cabinet. Again, stuff will be just kind of laying there. 2 beds. You know, I just realized that this asteroid, this is really awkward to say, this asteroid has no bathroom. I suddenly feel the need to make a bathroom for this asteroid. So that's really awkward right now. But anyway, there's another computer console, which, again, this kind of gives the feel that there's going to be like, you know, an informational console, interactive console for hacking, reprogramming, doing whatever. It's kind of weird that it's hanging over that, so I'll probably move that and make a desk or something there. And I don't have a steel girder in here yet, but I'm going to put one probably right there, because I just now saw this, but those wooden planks are broken, and I'm not really sure what's holding this whole room together. So I'll probably come back and put a girder right across there and give that a little more industrial feeling, of course. And again, probably one short one right there or something. Alright, this hallway. I fixed the colliders in here. Originally I had a mesh collider because I was lazy. It didn't work because people could still, like the player could still walk right through the friggin' window down into the lower level and they get stuck there. So now I just added 2 box colliders. They act as walls. That's it. That's all there is to it. No big deal. Easy fix. I haven't really changed anything in here, but here's the plan. These 2 assets, or these 2 items right here, the diskette and the multimeter, will be replaced with their interactable partners, their interactable equivalent. This is the object. That's its name. Right now is just the object. Quote unquote, air quotes, air guitar quotes, whatever you want to do. This console right here will give you information about the object. This console over here will give you information about the planet. Ah, you thought I was going to say the object. Anyway. Another cabinet over here. I moved the door. These crates, originally, I really wanted these crates to be interactable by the player so that the player could, you know, get in there and find inventory items. But the more I look at them, the more they don't look like crates that the player would be able to open. They look like general storage crates. That's what they're going to continue to be forever, is just general storage crates. Change the lighting in here a little bit. I'll probably increase the red intensity just a little bit more because it's just such a stark contrast from red to blue, which I kind of like, but the object, it being in the center focus of this entire room, I really wanted that to stand out. That lever right there will be hopefully interactable, but I may have to do some redesign work here. This right here is going to play a big part in the story of Desolate Star. So remember, the object is important. That will be there in the demo. That will be there as part of the game forever and ever and ever. It will be in that room. That much I will tell you. So, what else? Let me go ahead and stop the game real quick. I'm going to load up one of the other scenes. I'll show you guys where all the items that I'm going to be using in the game, what they will look like. That's pretty much it right there. Let me get centered on the right monitor here. Alright, so this right now is currently all of the items that I have set up for responding to the player's ping command. If anybody has ever played Dragon Age, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just a sphere that goes out, it expands from the player's perspective. It hits all the objects, and if you look at the medical box there, right here, you know what, let me switch to my other monitor. Let me show you guys this a little bit. Alright, medical box. See how it's kind of got that pink outline to it? That's how the items will respond when the ping hits it. And we'll go through the code real quick. It basically just triggers that on and off. Let me turn my other monitor on. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Oops. Wrong mesh. Alright. So when the item's just sitting there in the world, it'll look like that. The ping will hit it. Boom. Highlights it. After 5 seconds, which is what I have it currently set for, it just turns it off. That's it. So here's how it actually works. And I think somebody was asking me about this a couple of weeks ago, and I completely apologize. I forgot who it was, when it was, and I obviously forgot to post how this works. So I'm going to go through this real quick, and hopefully it'll make sense to everybody. Anyway, all it is this outline that you see on the left side over here. No. That is a duplicate mesh of the original medical box, in this case, the original crate. Now, if you look over on the right side, the mesh renderer is actually off. That's the outline. The material is just it's a custom shader that is actually free. It's on one of the Unity wiki pages, I believe. If you look for Unity shader outline, you will probably find it. That's how I found it. It was pretty random. I think it was in one of the wikis. I was just kind of scrolling through, just looking at all the cool stuff people had made. Found it. Thought, holy crap, Dragon Age, it's awesome. I'm going to do that too. The mesh collider is set to convex and trigger with the rigid body. And the ping script right here, kind of expand it so you know where I'm at. Right there, that ping script. Let me load that up for you guys and show you what's all in there. Wait, is that ping outline? Yeah, ping outline. Alright, so we're going to actually have to start from the bottom and work our way up on this script, and I'll explain to you guys how it works. Hopefully that is large enough that you guys can see it. Go away. So, first of all, verify everything. This right here, this debug, that will save you hours on troubleshooting. I'm on a couple of the Unity groups in Facebook, and I try to help out as much as I can. I'm not a very good programmer, but I do know how to debug like a mofo. And the debug helps a lot, so whenever you think you don't need a debug command, throw one in there. All you just need is debug.log, whatever. Some action, a variable, whatever you want, just to verify that the trigger is actually happening when the ping hits the object. This script will go on whatever item the player is going to pick up. In this case, the medical box. So the ping is from the player. You hit the hotkey, it instantiates the ping sphere. It's got its own script, which we'll go over in a minute. The sphere will expand. It hits the object, the medical box itself, right? This trigger, this on trigger enter, will fire. What it's saying here is, if the other trigger that hits it, if the tag on that trigger is ping, which that's the ping from the player, we're going to verify it. Ping hit me. Yes, okay. Here's a note. Turn on the renderer. This is the mesh renderer that I just showed you guys, the pink highlight. That's what that is. That's the second mesh renderer, not the primary. Okay, not the original mesh model. This is the highlight. And then it's going to set this Boolean highlight trigger to true, saying that yes, it is highlighted. Now we're doing this for a reason that we're going to go back up here and say if it is highlighted, remember here's that Boolean, if it is highlighted, we're going to start a counter. This is counter, it starts at 0, we set it up here. Display time length equals 5, that's how long that highlight is going to be shown before the counter counts up to 5, and then it's going to turn the highlight off. Okay. So again, the ping flies out from the player, it hits the medical box, it triggers this to be true. Okay, yes, we are highlighted. If we're highlighted, then start the counter. Once the counter hits our maximum time, it'll turn off the highlight trigger, and then it will turn off the highlight mesh. Not the primary mesh. It'll turn off the same mesh that got turned on here. Okay? It'll turn this off. And then it resets the counter back to 0 so that when the next ping comes out, the ping hits it, sets the trigger to true. The trigger says it's true. The counter starts. Once the counter hits maximum time, it turns off the highlight. Pretty simple, right? Okay. So if you want to copy this code, I'm just going to scroll through it real slow. You can pause the video, do whatever you want. Again, I found this for free on the internet, and there was no comment about, hey, don't distribute this. So if you guys want to use this, please do. Putting it in update is fine. I'll probably move this to fixed update and do some testing, see how it works out. It's a really, really short script. Super simple, and that's literally all there is to it. Okay? Now, here's the script for the ping, the actual ping sphere that flies out from the player's center. That's all it is. It's a sphere with the mesh renderer turned off and a sphere collider, and it's set to a trigger. Don't set it. Don't leave it as a or the trigger option. Turn that on, otherwise it's considered, I believe, a collider. So you want a trigger. Okay. So you can pause the video anytime you want. Copy the code. Again, all this is free. This is all you guys. You can use it in your games any way that you want. Here's the variables, which we'll kind of walk through as we go through the script. When the ping starts, gives the start scale transform.local scale, okay, which is like 0.1 or something like that. It's super, super small. And then we set our expanding trigger to true. Basically, what we're going to use this for later is the sphere expanding? Yes, it is. Okay, great. Again, verify everything right here. Verify everything again right here. So during our fixed update, and I put this in fixed update because it was actually not working when it was in update. Fixed update is fixed number of frames. So if expanding is true, which is basically when this object starts is when it's instantiated. So this will always fire true from the get-go. Okay. So if expanding equals true, we verify that this is actually happening, right? Then our timer starts. This is the same thing as our counter on the other script. If the timer is less than or equal to the ping speed, which is how fast it's going to expand, transform.local scale, which is the scale of the object, plus equals new vector 3 ping increase, which is the amount of ping or amount of increase that you want the ping to go out by. I think I have mine set to like 0.1. So it moves kind of slow. This is the Y. You want it at 0.01 float. So the reason that you want it as a Y at 0.01 is to keep it flat. It will look more like a ring instead of a giant bubble coming out of the player. And I'll demonstrate this again once we go through all the code. Ping increase, again, that's by how much you want it to scale out. This is X ping increase. This is Y or Z ping increase. So it's literally expanding X and Z out from the player as a ring. And again, the Y stays at 0.01. And then once it goes up, and then timer equals 0. Okay, so it'll expand. It'll keep doing this over and over and over again. It will continue to expand until it gets till the X scale, X or Z, either one, gets to the ping maximum. Now this is a number of units in Unity. I think I have mine set to 20, which is pretty, I'm not going to say it's a far distance from the player, but I will say that anything more than that would get to a range that doesn't seem nominal for the player. Now you don't want the ping to go so far that the player can't physically run to the object before the ping runs out, before the highlight runs out. I wanted the highlight to be there when the player got there so they knew what they were running over. Again, verify everything. What's our scale? And we're going to be destroying this ping sphere. So we're going to turn the expanding off so that this stops, essentially. So, and then our ping speed, oops, I'm sorry, transform.local scale equals start scale, which puts it back down to 0.01, I think is our start. And then it's just going to destroy it. It just removes it from the game altogether. Once the ping has done its job, it gets from point A all the way to the point Z. It's done its job. We can remove it from the game. It's done. Okay? So that's it. Let me go through I'm just going to do a quick scroll through of the code. You can pause the video at any time. You can copy it. You can do whatever you want. Again, this was free. I found it somewhere on one of the Wiki Unities or Unity wiki pages or Unity forums. They did not say anything about don't distribute. So I'm distributing because it's cool. It's a cool mechanic. So there's the code. And again, put this in fixed update. Alright, so now that y'all got that, I'm going to go back over to the game, go back over to my left monitor. I'm going to show you guys what the ping mechanic looks like again, just so you know you're clear on what we're talking about here. Okay. And let me see, let me go over to my player. Alright, excellent. Alright, so what you see there in the scene is the green cube is a placeholder for the battery that you will use to keep your suit running at all times. So that, let me go ahead and hit play, get the game started since it does take a minute. So battery is going to affect several things in Desolate Star. The player's light, all important. It will affect your ability to move in space. Thrusters, rotation thrusters, the all-stop thrusters, it'll affect all that. If you run out of battery, pretty much you're going to die because it's going to stop the O2. Even if you have plenty of O2, if you have no battery in your suit, it's actually going to stop pumping that O2 into the suit so the player dies. That's the mechanic that I want. But anyway, we're talking about the ping. So all the ping is, there's a sphere, goes out from the player, hits those objects, highlights them pink. And you can change that color to whatever you want. It's done in the editor. That's it. That's it. That's the total extent of that. That's it. I will put a link to the shader. I think I have room on my server. I'll put it up there, and that way you guys can download the shader and throw it into your game any way that you want. It's just one file. That's it. I'll probably put the scripts in a zip file with it. Throw that up on my server. I'll put a link in the YouTube description below. So you guys can play around with that. I thought it was pretty fun. I thought it was pretty cool. That will continue through Desolate Star. Every item that the player can pick up will have that ping mechanic on it. I'm not going to say much more than that because I haven't really decided where I'm going to carry Desolate Star to. As far as I have for a story, I don't know. What do you do when you're the only person in space in a space station that's had some terrible thing happen? Like, what do? You survive, right? So that's pretty much all I got so far. Give me feedback. Tell me what you think. Good, bad, ugly, terrible. Holy crap, stop work now, which I'm not going to. Sorry, not going to happen. Tell me what you guys think, what you would like to see. Some of the main things that I really want some player feedback on. What to do with the consoles. I really want to do something with these, whether it be a Fallout 4 hack minigame style, or journals, or both, or just something with these. Because, I mean, whoever built these, I'm sorry. I'm very, very bad with remembering who the asset authors are. It will be in the credits, I promise. Whoever built this did a great job. It's amazing. The consoles, I'll take care of those in a different fashion. The asteroids. Somebody was asking about the asteroids the other day. I forgot. Originally, yes, I wanted the player to be able to interact with the asteroids. I have not done that yet. I still want that mechanic in there. I still want the player to be able to essentially grab one of those asteroids, bring it back to the base, or teleport it back to the base, or whatever, and then use that asteroid in the game, and whether you're mining materials out of it, scrap, metal, or ice for water, whatever, I want the player to be able to do that. So I haven't designed those mechanics yet. That will be probably post-demo, post-Kickstarter campaign. Am I still aiming to launch the game this year? I would love to. Is it realistic? Probably not. But anyway, that's where the game stands right now. Please give me feedback. Tell me what you guys think of what I've got so far. If there's something that you think this game could do with a mechanic or an idea or anything at all, if you think the game needs something, just let me know. I know that there's not a lot in the game right now. There's not a lot to show, but I hope you guys like what I have so far. Let me know what you think. That's pretty much it for right now. Unfortunately, I apologize for not getting as much work done and as many videos out as I wanted to. As some of you know, I had a hardware failure in my computer. This computer pretty much does everything for me. I study on this computer. I use it for work sometimes. I build Desolate Star and all my games on this computer. What happened was a hard drive failure. If you are an owner of a Seagate Barracuda or Seagate backup 3 terabyte or larger hard drive, I highly recommend you replace it immediately. Seagate has a terrible history with their hard drives, and apparently it has gotten so bad that there's now a pending lawsuit with Seagate over the number of hard drive failures that they have experienced recently. I am one of those unfortunate fools. My next hard drive, if anyone is curious, will be a Western Digital Black. They're a little bit more expensive. They're really no different than any of the other color hard drives that they have. However, they have a very high stability rating right now, and I want to snatch one up. So I'm just waiting. I will probably go ahead with a 6 terabyte. That way I won't have to upgrade for a very long time. I highly recommend Western Digital. My primary drive that I recovered everything on is a Western Digital. I've had this same 2 terabyte drive for 6 years. It has been running strong. I think 6 years, 5 or 6 years. It's been running strong. Haven't had any problems. It has not failed. I don't know what to say. Seagate just made a crappy hard drive. So if you're using a Barracuda or a backup, get rid of it. Get rid of it immediately. Other than that, the computer is now stable. I think I've got all my updates done. I ran into some setting problems with Unity. I had to reinstall it. So I'm still resetting all my particular user preferences for it. But as far as development is concerned for Desolate Star, it's going to continue through the year. I am going to try really hard to get a Kickstarter campaign started March the 1st. I don't want to do it on April the 1st for obvious reasons, because everybody will think it's a joke. It's not a joke. It's real. It's going to be a very low funding amount because I've already got most of what I need to continue and complete Desolate Star. There's just a few things that I really want to acquire from the asset store that are a little bit pricey that, unfortunately, given their price, I have to save up to purchase, and that takes even more time. I really want to get the game done. I really love making this game, and I hope you guys love what I've done so far. And as soon as the demo is out, everybody and their mother's going to know, because I'll be hitting up everybody to play it, play test it, tell me what you think. If you like it, you love it, you hate it, you want to throw it away, tell me. I need to know what you guys feel. So tell me what you think about what I've got so far, and I will continue development based on that critique. I've gotten a little bit of good feedback, a little bit of bad feedback, and I'll try to repair and replace some of the things I've gotten bad feedback on. One of the negative feedbacks that I've gotten is about the assets that I'm using. Yes, I'm using the asset store about 99% for this game. No, I'm not ashamed of it. I'm very proud of it, actually. I'm very proud of using the amazingly beautiful work that you see before you in my game. I am honored to do so. I am not ashamed of it. And I feel like I'm pretty creative with what I've gotten so far. So, just saying. So if you're working on any assets for sci-fi stuff, just let me know. I would like to take a look at them, review them. If they're on the asset store already and you think I should own it, point me to it. Cool? Alright, enough of that. Y'all have a great weekend or whatever's coming up. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I had a very long vacation, so I really have no clue what day it is. Take care. Let me know what you guys think of the video, and I will probably have another posting in about a week to show you guys, hopefully, a terminal interaction system and some more items laying around on the ground that the player can interact with and pick up and use. Y'all have a great weekend, and take care.